Alright guys, wanted to go through our main workspace with the REI Automation Squad Podio setup that we have. Kind of go through a lead all the way through the process and show you kind of how it's tracked through the organization or the operations workspace. First of all, you've got a team members app so that you can add your acquisition, disposition, and marketing type people in here. It allows you to tag them throughout the apps. And if you're live answering, we have an in-house app which allows you to type in the name, email, phone number, and then it'll search the seller lead app, and if it determines that there's not a match for the phone number, you'll see over here it'll leave a comment, and then it creates two new items, both a seller and a property. If it finds a match, it's going to let you know that it found a match, and then it's going to give you a link to that matching seller lead. If you're not taking in-house calls or receiving them, you're letting them go to voicemail or missed, the app we have basically forwards all new leads into the seller lead, and it creates a new property as well at that point. You can see we've got one in here, and this is basically how it would look after you've filled out the information for the seller lead. This one came in. Obviously, you can see in the communication log that it was in-house created. Now, if it was a missed call, voicemail, or SMS, it will actually tag the type right here, so you can keep a count or track of how many missed voicemail or SMS you're receiving. You know, at the end, you can really see where your money's at. If you can tell that you're getting most of it from the voicemail, obviously you need to pay more attention to the voicemails as they're coming in. If you've got enough leads coming in where you need to make a decision of which ones to go after first, that would be where you do it. When a lead first comes in, you start working it here in the next action. If it's a brand new lead, it would be no contact. Once we have contact, you're making it right here. If not, you're making a first, second, and third attempt. You can see if I click this button, first attempt to call the seller, we're assuming that we've gone ahead and tried to leave a voicemail or a text, try to get a hold of them, can't get a hold of them. We go through 1 through 3, and then we make a decision to add them to follow-up or create or send it to a dead lead. If you send it to follow-up, we have a couple different options, but the base basically starts off with allowing us to text them as a follow-up. So if you were to click that, that would start the follow-up process for text. If you have the setup that has email, we'll have email follow-up as well, and then as well as voice broadcast through Sly Broadcast. That's all automated. Once you click that button, you go down to the bottom here, and the automation happens through the follow-up. So it would automatically go, and on November 17th, it's going to fire off text 1. It'll push out the date, and then it'll do text 2, and it just keeps going until it turns itself off. Same thing with the email. It's going to fire off these emails automatically until it turns itself off, and then we also have the voice blast that will send off automatically and then eventually turn off. Now, if they're calling in, you'll have a call history right here. It'll be a relationship field to that incoming call. It'll keep a log basically of all calls or texts that come in through CallRail, which we recommend and use. You can click that at any point and it'll take you into the call itself, but we do bring in any voicemails through the initial call right here. So the initial voicemail will be located right here. If they call again multiple times and leave voicemails, you can find them right here and get to the links easily at that point. Once we've talked to them, we determine whether it's a hot, warm, or cold lead. Mark it off at this point. You can see that it auto tags when they call in. It's going to auto tag your campaign app, and so your campaign is going to be auto tagged, and through the process it's going to keep that campaign, and it allows you to track your response rate, conversion, ROI, cost per lead, average profit, and revenue automatically throughout the process, so you're not having to update it. You can see as a new item is created, it's telling you need to give them a call back and select who is working the lead. So that team members app that we have, we are selecting who's working the lead. Once you select it in the seller lead area, it'll update it in the property app as well, so you're only having to do it that one time. We assume if you're working the seller lead, you're obviously going to work the property itself. You can see I've already started going through and adding through the process. So we have a property app right here. See, we have the seller lead relationship field. If you ever want to go back to the seller, you click here to go to that. Team member, it's already been selected like I had said. When this is a brand new lead, it's going to come over as a status of a property and either no contact or contact made. And then from there, you're going to work out of this next action area to make it do anything. So if you want to set an appointment, set it right here in the appointment app. If you click appointment complete, it's going to come back and mark this automatically, appointment complete. You want to create an offer, you click here in the offers app. If you click that it's been under contract, it's going to automatically click under contract and create a whiteboard item. In the whiteboard, if you were to click sold, it'll automatically click sold. So you can see through the process that if you want to create something, you're doing it here, and once it's completed in that new app, to complete that and move it on to the next, you can do it in the app itself. From here, you can make it into a follow-up or dead lead, depending on what you want to do with this lead once you talk to them. We've got the seller questionnaire where we're asking questions for the property, getting the basic details on the property. See, we've got the Google map, the street view, and the aerial view. Fill out the details, get the basic information, and if you fill out the mailing address information and street address for the property, once we get later on into the offers app, that's going to move forward and allow you to one-click send offer letters through LOB. But you really don't need to fill this out until the point of knowing that you're going to send it to the offer app. At that point, I would fill it out, and that'll allow you to send out letters through LOB. As it goes through the process and you create new items in the property app, it's going to update down here, and now you have basically a master file where it has an item to the marketing, the appointment, the offer, the whiteboard, and when we create a sold item and it's sold, it would be down here as well. You can see this one I've already pushed through the process of having an appointment complete, so it's got a task. The appointment's been complete. We need to determine if it's under contract or mail an offer. And so this one's gone through the process already and has had an appointment created, an offer, and a whiteboard. So we're going to go into the appointment app by clicking here. You can see that if we set it to appointment, this is what comes in. You're going to have to fill in the appointment date and time, who's going on the appointment. It would come in as an appointment set for status. We're going to say what type of person they are. Tax assessment comes in from the property app. This is a link that's created automatically to Total View, found in our market that it's fairly close enough to start talking some numbers. And the person that talked to him on the phone to set the appointment is going to say probability high, medium, low. And then at the end, whoever goes on the appointment is going to let you know whether an offer was made, put in their notes, and then they can go ahead and put in the Dropbox link right here. And if they do that, it'll follow through all the way through the lead process. Same thing with the YouTube walkthrough. You can see the campaign marketing is still here. It pushes through the process. Once that appointment's been complete, mark the button right here, appointment complete. At that point, it's going to update the property relationship, and this status will be marked complete and the next action complete. At that point, you would determine to either create an offer or send it under contract. And if you want to not create an offer under contract, then I would say it's probably going to be either follow-up or dead. That's kind of those four things. Once you've determined if you want to create an offer and you send it to the offers app, this is kind of an app that's set up with some quick links to Total View, RealQuest, Zillow, Sold, and eAppraisal. And these are automatically links that are created based off of the map field up here and the property information. So we've already input the numbers. We've done the three lowest. You can see that our average is 134, county 135. And now we do a categorized for repairs. We found 8, 12, and 20 is fairly accurate in our area. We can adjust these to your area if you know roughly what a low, mid, and full rehab cost per square foot. It's going to multiply against the square footage estimate for repairs. Wholesale fee is assumed 10,000. Our area, the 70 cents, usually works. You can hand adjust these if you want, or we can change the default. So if the area needs to be 80 cents or 60 cents on the dollar, you can adjust that by hand. You can see that it's telling us our offer should be $72,033. We've gone ahead and rounded down to 70, And at that point, you can click this button to create a PDF letter of intent. Once it's been created, if you offer, you'd click step 2, and that would mail it through LOB. The other options we have is a lease option, seller finance principal only, seller finance interest only, and then you can do a multiple where you have 3 of each, and it tells you which of the 3 right here. And if you were to click that, it's going to go ahead and it's going to create these. We have it spaced down right here like this so that it stays on one page, and this allows you to have your mailing address information for LOB up here once it's been completed and sent to LOB. And due to being on one page, it is much cheaper to send it out through the mail. And we do format it. You can see there's a second page here, but it gets reformatted once we have your company information in to where it's all one page for every single offer to keep the cost down. And these are just the different offers that it creates. And we get the formatting all fixed up once we have your information. The links that I talked about, Total View, you can see is right here. RealQuest automatically. The Zillow and eAppraisal, if they have it available. This address, they didn't have eAppraisal available. But that's all automatic as it comes in. GlobiFlow assumes that the offer date is going to be to date and expiration of 30 days out. Again, we can adjust these if wanted, but that's what our expiration date is, 30 days out. Because we filled in the information in the property app, it moved the information forward, and LOB is going to receive this information for mailing out. So it's important that you fill it in the property app before sending it to the offer app, and it'll fill this in automatically through GlobiFlow. We've got our marketing campaign again tagged here. All of the items that we created for offers, obviously you would typically only have one here, and then that would mail over to LOB and send out automatically with a click of a button. So you've got our task down here, and then again we have our property related item right here. Now we assume at this point that it's under contract after the offer has been sent out. We have the whiteboard right here. You can see that it's got a property relationship, your team member that's working it. Again, this stuff is all filled in with GlobiFlow. This one is just started the process, so it's under contract looking for buyers. And because the sales status is either looking for buyers or in escrow, on your front activity area in the CEO dashboard reports, this is going to be in your pipeline because it's not been sold yet. We're assuming it's a wholesale flip, and this is just kind of a checkbox for wholesaling. What items you have checked off and what's done. Title company is again a relationship field. Multiple title companies, you can then see how many you've closed with each at the end of the year. Maybe make a determination of which one to work best with. Also allows you to set up some other automations down the road, sending contracts and whatnot to the title company. But we put in the type of closing, EMD yes or no. With our setup, basically the property zip code is searched by clicking this button in your Cash Buyer app, and we can either set it up to search by city, zip code, county, whatever you want, but this one currently is set up for zip code. Click this button, it finds all the matching buyers with a target zip code that matches this property. Click this button and GlobiFlow will text out the property details that you put right here in this box to all those matching buyers. And if you were to click this button, it would email all those cash buyers that match that have an email. You can see the Dropbox link came forward and the YouTube link came forward from the appointment app as long as you put it in before marking it complete. Putting in the buy price that we got it under contract for. We've got a marketing price that we put it out for. We're saying basically we had a little bit of a bidding war on this one, sold for $5,000 more, but we had $2,000 in expenses, so our profit will be $18,000. Here are the dates of the contract acceptance and closing, EMD amount, and then our marketing checklist. So I left this one as a status of not closed out yet so that I can go and show the reports to you and show you what the pipeline report looks like. Alright, CEO dashboard. You've got your direct mail right here. You can see it's going to tell you by date for the last 7 days how much mail you've sent out, the last 30 days how much mail you've sent out, and then each month it's going to keep account of how much mail is sent out. So you can see by month how many leads are coming in. Down below here, leads per month, leads per year, by campaign. So you can start to see when this tally keeps going which campaigns are bringing in the most leads. and then you can kind of keep track of those campaigns to see which ones are converting. Obviously, it doesn't always make sense. If you've got the ones with the highest response but the conversion is crappy, you just keep an eye on that in the campaign app and see which ones are converting the best. Monthly campaign, you can see the leads by campaign every month, and on the first it's going to clear out because on here on the yearly it's keeping track of the whole year. Leads per day, so depending on how you want to look at this, I kind of keep a look at this on how much mail has been sent out over the last 7 days. Usually my stuff will hit in 2 to 3 days after mailing, so I can kind of keep an eye on this and drag it down for 14 days or so, and I can see how our mailing's doing as far as leads coming in. And then this appointment app basically looks at the date of the appointment, and it'll tell you by month how many appointments you had. When an offer item is created on the offer app, it's going to automatically tell you how many offers were sent out per month, and then your whiteboard, how many items were created on the whiteboard per month. We'll keep a track here. Sales status, you can see that this one says looking for buyers. That's the one I showed you, and because it's looking for buyers or in escrow and not closed, it's on the pipeline report. So once it's marked off as sold, it'll go into closed deals, monthly revenue, and annual revenue. And so I'm going to go back to that item, I'm going to update it, and then we'll see what it does on those reports. Alright, we're on the whiteboard. We're going to update the status of the whiteboard to push to sold. And now the item is going to create a sold item. And you can hear it clicking in the background that it has clicked over to sold. It changed the sales status to sold. And now if I go back to the operations activity, you can see, congrats, we've got one that's sold. It created an item in John Wayne right here for sold. And we're going to go down to our sales status and pipeline report. Alright, sales status is now sold to buyer. Pipeline is now 0. And you can see we've got one deal closed for November. Monthly revenue has updated to show the 18,000. After the expenses were subtracted, we had 18,000, and annual revenue of 18,000. So each month this will update for monthly. So you'll see multiple months right here, and then your overall annual will be right here. Now, because we've done that, if we go to our campaign app and click on that campaign, it's going to show us our total marketing. We spent $1,700. We had $3,350 as far as mail sent out. Dead leads, we've got 1 lead. 0 of them are marked dead. Response, because we have only 1 out of 3,350. That's our response rate. Number of leads, appointments, offers sold. Leads to close ratio 1 out of 1 on this one because we only have 1, so our conversion is 100%. Cost per lead is $1,700. Total revenue $18,000. Average profit right now, because we just have the 1, is $18,000. This is our percentage of return. So we spent $1,700, but we got $18,000. So that's how much percentage. Spending $1, we're getting $10.59 back. You can see this is the cost of our list so far, the number of opportunities, and how much has been sent out. So this is all auto-tracked. As you're creating new items in the Mail Tracker app, it's automatically updating this, so you're not having to come in here in the campaign app. I can show you the Mail Tracker app. This is for your direct mail when you're sending it out. Create a new item in here and fill in the information right here. And if you had a cost of list, you'd fill it in, letter or postcard, and I typically do a screenshot of the letter or postcard, put it here. I throw the list here as well. And then as soon as I've saved the item, I then update the campaign at that point, and it takes these numbers and finds the campaign and updates them. So that keeps your reports in campaign app automatically up to date. And so this is really our offer or our organization workspace that we work out of. Seller leads area has the ability to text from it, and you receive text back and forth. They automatically come into the seller lead. You can text out properties, email out properties to your buyers from the whiteboard. When they reply, all the replies come back into that whiteboard item. At that point, you go over to this Cash Buyer app, find the phone number that they replied from, and you can text directly back from here if you want. But I would suggest, obviously, just give them a call and stop texting back and forth. Try to get them out there, get the thing sold. But these are the basic apps that we have, and this is the main workspace. We do have a seller workspace or seller incoming workspace, buyer incoming workspace, admin, and accounting workspace that come with this as well if you get the phase 3 version. But this is main area that you're working out of, and it keeps track of all your numbers. Most of it is automated, as you can see, as I've shown you. Got any questions, let me know. What I showed you here with the 3 follow-up stages of text, email, and voice broadcast, as well as the ability to send out all of the letters of intent, that would be a phase 3 for us. Got any questions, send a email to reiautomationsquad@gmail.com, and I can let you know some more details regarding this and some of the other options that we offer as well if you wanted to customize some of it. Thanks.